Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Although you'll be watching me make some jewelry today, I'm really not going to focus on that so much. Instead, I just want to sit down with you guys and talk to you about how I began my journey in creating wire jewelry, why I decided on making YouTube tutorials, and what are my plans moving forward in this channel. And if you guys are new here, welcome. I hope you stick around and see the wonderful world of wire jewelry making, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you won't miss the next videos that are coming. So if you guys are ready for today's story time, then just keep watching. As a young girl, I remember that I used to rummage through my mom's jewelry box all the time, as if there would be a new piece of jewelry in there that I've never seen before whenever I open it. You know, kind of like opening the fridge every night and you end up getting disappointed. But for me, even if there's nothing new in there, I would still spend hours just inspecting each one and trying them out. In that jewelry box, I remember my mom had this small case of tiny faceted precious stones of different colors, and those were my favorites. I would imagine how it would look like set on a ring, a necklace, or a pair of earrings. I would imagine wearing them even, and would tell myself, I wish I was a grown-up so that I can wear those type of jewelry. And this was something I would do on a regular basis, even as I went to high school. One day, my mom and I went to the mall, and I believe I was in college during this period. At that time, I was so obsessed with moonstones because I've never seen them in real life, but I've seen pictures of them, and I knew I wanted to have one. So as we went and walked around the mall, we stopped by this high-end department store where you can find all of the most luxurious brands. Our family is not well off, but we were in a good place financially because we never really bought anything that was above our means. We never had credit cards, nor got the latest gadgets or latest fashion, but my mom made sure that we had delicious food to eat at the table and made us clothes that she'd sew herself. Anyway, at this high-end store, I was looking around imagining, oh, what a day it would be if I can just go to this kind of place and get whatever I want without even looking at the price tag. I guess most of us, if not all, have this fantasy from time to time. There we were, just passing by until something caught my eye. There, in a glass case in the corner, was a perfect milky white moonstone set in a gold necklace. The pendant looked like an acorn. The gold was covering the top, and the egg-shaped moonstone cabochon hung underneath. I was so elated that I called my mom over to look at it with me. I told her that one day I will buy one of these moonstones, as they're probably some of the most beautiful stones out there. My mom, though, only knowing the value of precious stones, never heard of a moonstone before. She just said, yeah, one day I'm sure you'll be able to afford to get one yourself. Little did I know that the day would come wherein I would have a bunch of them together with other beautiful stones that I have yet to discover later in life. Now, jewelry making was never an option for me. It never even crossed my mind as a young girl, nor did I think that I would get into this field later on in life. Back in high school, I dreamt of becoming an animator in Japan or work in movie production, as I'm a huge fan of anime, manga, and anything fantasy. I was a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies when they came out, which was why I took up multimedia arts, where I learned art and design theory, photography, videography, graphic design, animation, sound engineering, and a lot of other things. The funny thing is, though, as I was in my first year of college, I started falling in love with makeup. As in, I was so passionate about it that my final project and thesis in college was about the application of makeup, wherein I made a computer program that had makeup tutorials in it, all shot and edited by myself. The thing is, this was probably a decade before the makeup craze in social media and on YouTube. So I decided after finishing college that I would do a bit of what I loved at the moment, which was makeup. I didn't pursue my wanting to become an animator anymore, as I've kind of experienced how exhausting it was back in college. And I wanted to create art that was quick and beautiful at the same time. That's why I pursued makeup artistry. At that time, there weren't really a lot of opportunities in the Philippines in makeup artistry. Because of that, I moved to Dubai after a few months of graduating, which was never part of my plans at all. I told myself long ago that if I would work abroad, I will never go to the Middle East because it's hot. I would either go to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or anywhere that's not hot. But yeah, I ended up here anyway. Anyway, here I was grinding my way into the world of makeup artistry and had a handful of full-time jobs in different establishments. One day, while waiting for clients to come, I was scrolling through Facebook. There, I saw this necklace that was so majestic. It was a blue Labradorite wrapped and woven in silver wire. My jaw dropped when I saw it. The design was very fantasy-like, and I knew I wanted one of them. So, I went to the online shop to check it out. Unfortunately, it was already sold. In fact, all of the ones that I liked were sold out. So yeah, from time to time, I would check the website to see anything new, but then again, the ones that I really liked were sold out almost immediately. At that time, I didn't know that the type of jewelry was called wire-wrapped jewelry. A few years later, I was in my car with a friend of mine, and I told her the whole story and my love for this type of jewelry. She encouraged me then to make them myself, as she had some experience working with hair accessories back in France. So, that's when I dove in. I got home, searched all over the internet, and tried to find elven fantasy-like jewelry like the ones I so coveted, and ended up in the wire wrapping section. There, I found artists like Brandivier, Oksana, Yvonne, Raftark, and many more. I was so amazed at the artistry, and the fact that they didn't use any heat was a bonus. I never thought that you could weave in together wire metals to make these jewelry pieces. I researched and researched some more until finally I gave in and just went with it. I messaged Aubrey, or Brandivier, and I was surprised that she answered. So I asked her what kind of tools and wires do I need to start, and she gave me a few ideas. And right after work the next day, I headed to my local craft store. That's where I bought my first set of pliers and a bunch of different silver-plated craft wires. I practiced whenever I could, making at least one piece of jewelry every night after I come home from work. I remember how proud I was with what I made, and I'd wear them the next day and to show them off to my colleagues. Thinking about it now, I kind of laugh at myself, thinking that what I made those days were nice. But actually, when I compare it to what I make now, you wouldn't think that they were made by the same person. But anyway, I still kept on making jewelry as much as I could until finally some of my friends saw how much I've improved. A few months later, one of my makeup artist friends invited me to put up a booth in their event. I was like, me? I've only started a few months ago and I barely have anything to show. But then again, I told myself, this might be a really good opportunity for me. And so, I finally agreed and was able to create more than 30 pieces of jewelry in a span of 2 weeks, I think. The day finally came and I've set up the booth. I've never really done anything like this by myself before, so at that point, I wasn't really expecting to get anything out of it, but just some exposure and to see what the market likes. I sold a few pieces there, and I was really happy because, like I said, I wasn't really expecting anything at all. After that encounter, I worked harder and tried to improve further. And at that point, a lot of people started to notice my accessories, especially at work. Because I was wearing something new almost every day, and my colleagues can't wait to see what I've made this time. And then the pandemic hit, and my life as a makeup artist has come to a halt. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. And at that time, I barely had any income because although I had a few orders in jewelry, the problem was the shipping services around the world were also affected by the pandemic. As I sit at home, like almost everybody, I thought of some ways to at least entertain myself. I joined forums, groups on Facebook, posted my works around on social media, and then I noticed that I was getting a lot of requests from random people asking me if I have a tutorial on a certain piece I made. But I had none. Because who am I? I just started making jewelry a few months ago, and I didn't think that I was worthy to teach. And then I remember this French girl who asked me politely if I could teach her how to make one of the pieces that I posted. I don't know, but for some reason, I felt so empathic towards her because I knew how she must have felt at that time. And that started it all. I took my phone, recorded the whole process in one sitting, and uploaded it. I didn't even bother editing it because my laptop could not process the whole video. And that started my YouTube channel. I made that tutorial not really expecting that I would gain so many views. And in a span of a month, the channel reached 1,000 subs. So that pushed me into making more content as much as I could. But it was really hard. Although I have a background in multimedia arts like we talked about earlier, it has been so long since I've done anything related to it. For more than a decade, I was really focused on doing makeup professionally and never really dove into videography, even if I'm surrounded by videographers and photographers all the time. I just had no time to do it. After a few months though, I know you guys can relate to this, I hit a wall, and that wall was called depression. Since my profession before involved being face-to-face with so many people, this new normal kinda left me dry. Also, I was facing some backlash and negative feedback from the community that it made me stop making content on YouTube. I guess I got scared and thought that maybe I was doing something wrong by sharing these videos for free. Also, even if I was getting a bit of income from YouTube, it was only enough for me to feed my cats. And because of that, I stopped making videos. My mind went blank that I couldn't think about what am I going to do next. My mind was so numb that I slept all day, played online games when I was awake, eat and sleep again. That was my routine, and it almost drove me insane because I wasn't used to this isolation from people. From time to time, I would still make jewelry and post it around. I'd get a few commission work and occasionally get the question, when are you going to make a new video? I didn't know what to say, but just, I'm still working on it. That's when I realized, hey, remember what you said on your first videos? The channel you made is not just yours, but it's everybody's channel. The reason why you made this channel was to be able to connect to the community and to help people who want your advice. And that's when it hit me. I started making plans again of new topics to talk about and try to improve the quality of the videos one video at a time by looking into the critiques I received from the viewers. Throughout the year of me stopping to make videos, I learned more techniques through trial and error. I sketched so many designs, and some of them came to life, and some didn't make the cut. I came back from my break after a year with the All About Swirls video and partnered it with the filigree earrings. From there, I tried to create more plans for the channel, experimenting with different backdrops, checking what kind of video and audio settings would work for me, and also what kind of content do most of my audience like. And whatever I got from YouTube, I would just reinvest it into new gear. It wasn't a lot, but at least it was enough for me to buy a new camera because I know that it would improve the quality of my videos. And now this is where we're at. This channel is in its metamorphosis stage. Moving forward, I've decided on making different kinds of content that are still related to jewelry making. But I would also like to add topics such as fundamentals of art and design, business, and content creating. I think it's important to diversify my platform, as I know most of you are also interested in the behind the scenes of content creating. I also plan on probably streaming on YouTube, as I have pieces that I don't think I can make a real tutorial with because it'll take too much time to film and edit. Not unless I can hire a videographer and editor to do it. Perhaps in the future. I also plan on doing some reviews on tools and tech that I use for jewelry making, my filming gear, my studio setup, and all other products that may help you, and a whole lot of other topics, like this story time. And speaking of reviews, I would just like to do a quick shout out to Soundynamic for sending me this really awesome speaker called Vibe. You've probably seen this in my Instagram stories and also in the beginning of this video. This Bluetooth speaker delivers a punch. I was really surprised when I opened this because I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Plus, I think the design lives up to its name. It does give a nice vibe while I'm working on my jewelry or when I'm doing some planning for new content. The breathing RGB lights also is a huge plus, and it looks so good in my desk. I've been using it for about 3 months now, and I can safely say that this is a really good product. Also, this supports TWS, meaning you can connect it to another Vibe speaker to get a more stereo sound experience. So if you are looking for a slick looking Bluetooth speaker for yourself or a loved one, I think that this is the one. So again, thank you so much, Soundynamic, for sending me this product to try out. I'm really enjoying it and will definitely keep on using this as my daily driver. If you guys want to know more about this product and other products of Soundynamic, please do check out their link down below. Anyway, that's it for today. I know that it took a while to make this video because my current laptop is overheating whenever I use it for video editing. It's really scary, actually. I've been using this laptop for 8 years and I think it's time to retire. I've recently purchased a new computer, which I'll show you guys next time, especially for those who are looking into upgrading or maybe start a YouTube channel. Let me tell you though, so far it's been really good. I hope you all enjoyed this story time and walkthrough. And if you like this type of content, please do comment down below. And also, do tell us your story as to how you started wire wrapping. I'm sure a lot of people here would be interested in hearing it. By the way, I would like to remind you that I'm planning on doing a major giveaway. We'll be doing the giveaway once this channel hits 10,000 subscribers. So do share this video and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell if you haven't already. Do follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You can also donate to the channel through Patreon or on YouTube directly if you want to further support the channel. And lastly, I have finally opened an online shop. So if you guys are interested in purchasing any of my pieces, the link is down below at the description. That's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead of you, and I'll see you again next time. Happy wrapping! Bye!